All right, g'day, hi, bleh. G'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, gonna get this thing set up here. Okay, what you're looking at here is a candle stove made by when did I buy this? 2003, about 17, 18 years ago, whatever. Back in my doing more camping kind of days. Very useful little tool to get. This one's made by Chandelier. There's all kinds of them on the market. You can get single ones, double ones, quadruple ones. They're that fat. But you can cook stuff on the top here. I know this one's really dirty. You have a handle. Whoop. I'll show you what that thing is in a minute. But you have a handle, so you can camp with these. And my candles are done. I'll show you what this little piece is in a second. My candles are done, but basically what it is they're spring-loaded candles. You take them out like this. Try not to make too much of a mess. I'll just put this down here for a second. And what you do is you just go like that. You make all kinds of mess, and you can see spring. You can clean all this. And what I do is there's basically like a little floor plate on the bottom. Hang on, just gotta punch the floor plate out. Ugh. It's in there good. But anyways, that little floor plate is kind of waxed in there right now, but that little floor plate is what sits on top of this, and your candles that you buy, which you can monitor from the side here, they get pushed, as they burn, they push up, and I believe you get 9 hours of candle burning out of this, or it's 3 hours time, or 3 hours each candle times that. So anyway, yeah, here we go. So that one there, you can see the top. The floor plate just goes like that. So you can see you load your candle in like that, and then as it burn, it would come up. So hopefully that's all. And try not to make too much of a mess here. I'm gonna have to clean this thing. Obviously, it has a glass, little glass plate on there. So what's the point of these things? Well, something. I'll show you what I grew up camping with. The thing, and I love these things too, I really do. But basically, I'll grab one here. I don't know if this one will fit, but these old things here, okay? Just basically a coal lamp, as they call it. And got a whole bunch of them in here. We had more, and my dad got rid of them. He's like, we have so many of them. I'm like, yeah, no, we should probably keep those. So, they're nice, not only that, they're worth a lot of money, but he got rid of a bunch of them, but we still have like 8 or 10 of them. And they're great when the power goes out and stuff like that. But there's always a paranoia when you have coal lamps that, if there's kids, cats, dogs, whatever, chupacabras running around, whatever, something knocks it over, you gotta basically Greek fire there. You can't throw water on that or it'll just spread. So there's the fire thing that you have to worry about. With this is pretty much windproof. Okay, so and I've tested it in pretty windy conditions. It will blow around, the air will suck around the flame a bit, but it usually will. This thing kicks off with quite a bit of heat. It will heat up a tent a little bit, not in -40, but on a summer night, a cooler summer night or fall night, it'll not only heat the tent. If you light all 3 of them, it gives you a very good light, obviously, but it's windproof. And if it gets knocked over, you don't have kerosene spilling into your tent and burning you to death. I have cooked some pretty good meals off of this thing. I've maybe a pot that big. It will boil water. It'll take a long time. Small pots only, but you'd be surprised of what it'll hold. But I was very impressed with this thing. I've used it quite a bit. When I was living on my sailboat, this was one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Like, it worked very well. It didn't really heat up the boat, but it was, I used the other glycol camping stoves. Maybe I better do that one next, and how it works. But I did use this mostly for light and, like heat. So, again, not enough to heat everything, but it was a source of heat, but mostly a source of light. But the idea is that you could cook with the top of it that was able to cook. So what's this for? Well, this is like the Archimedes death ray, as I called it. You just hook it onto there, and as you would imagine, if it has a bit of a mirroring effect, and what it does is it kicks light towards one way. Now, does it produce a good reading light? It's candle, right? So maybe if you held it, the book right here or something like that, you'd be able to read something. But as a reading light, no. But if you wanted to see around, like I say, even a room this size, which is probably 12 by 12, 11 by 11, whatever it is, yeah, you're not going to crash into things, but the corners of the room are going to be dark. Like it's not a million candle watt, but you get the idea. I highly recommend these things for camping. They're light. Very light. They are a bit bulky if you get the I would like to get the little one as well, depending on what you want to do for your cooking, right? The other thing too is let's say there's a fire ban, and you want to cook stuff, okay, and you can't do a camp, so like for example, we just had about a week of a heat wave, okay, and there was a fire ban. Now we've got 3 days sort of rain, and it's like in the mid 20s, well, right now it's below 20 degrees. It's 19 degrees, no humidity. It's like, hold the thermostat there. From a Canadian point of view, this is paradise. If we could just get rid of the bugs, black flies, mosquitoes, horse flies, deer flies, moose flies, bear flies, freaking chupacabra flies, saber-toothed squirrel flies. If we could just get rid of those, I will have nothing to complain about. But then I would complain because there was nothing to complain about. So, you got to have a compromise somewhere, right? But anyway, where I won't compromise is on this. I recommend these things. I don't care what brand. It was expensive. I'm going by memory here, and I'm not the youngest guy in the world anymore. So I do believe they were around $50. But if you think about what you would spend in kerosene, toting it around, and again, if you're in a camp setup, I mean, you're probably not going to want to be lugging around bottles of leaky kerosene and stuff like that in your backpack. It could spoil food. This, you don't have to worry about it. You do got to watch you don't break the glass. I mean, I believe it's a plexi, but it's hard to say. Well, that feels more like a glass. Yeah, that's glass. So you got to be careful from that, but you can wrap it and whatever. But it's light. You know what I mean? It's a really nice way to go. It's a really nice way to go. And for what you would carry in kerosene, heck, you could carry more than enough candles for, you know what I mean? Like, you can carry a lot of candles for this thing. And what I do is the reason why this is so messy is because I take old candles or cheap candles from the dollar store, and I melt them down and I use those as molds. And then I just, I don't care if they're scented, non-scented, whatever. You're probably better with non-scented if you're going to be cooking, because then the scent will be going into your food. Yeah, it's like that could be kind of funky. But yeah, a great little unit. I highly recommend them. And yeah, there we go. Good survival thing to have, good bug out thing. Safe around children, dogs, cats, all those things that I said. And then, yeah, I've used it. I've used this quite a bit. Just watch you don't lose the pieces from it like that. Yeah, there you go. So give it a clean up, and yeah, if you want this to shine really good, you got to clean it. It's been sitting for a while, so it's kind of dusty and dirty, but you get the idea. So there we go. Have a great day. There's my cat.